Friends, they'll be here for you on E!
Coming up next, spend an hour with Friends.
I don't think anybody expected it to be this big, this quickly.
You know that show? Well, it's #1.
I'm still bouncing off the walls. I'm really excited.
People like recognize me by my name now, whereas before it was just.
We watch the show together a lot, which is kind of sickening, but we actually do.
Oh, look at the time. Look at
Welcome to Inside Friends, E's 60-minute look at the breakout NBC series. I'm Steve Kometko. You know, in hindsight, Friends seems like it couldn't miss. But think back. At a time when most sitcoms are built around stand-up comedians, Friends debuted with 6 largely unknown actors who sit around chatting about their dating troubles and career woes. Still sound like a sure thing? In the beginning, even the cast was split on what to expect.
I'm nervous, I'm excited, you don't know, it's kind of, could be anything.
I'm really excited. It's going to be a good experience.
I'm very optimistic. I'm really looking forward to this show hopefully being on for a while.
Turns out, Matthew Perry had good reason to believe his new show might catch on. Friends is produced by Kevin Bright, Marta Kaufman, and David Crane, the trio responsible for the hit HBO series Dream On.
For a long time, we had wanted to do a show about people in their 20s.
And what that means and what it is to be out of college, but your life hasn't quite begun. And you don't know, you want love and you know you want a career, but you don't know how to get either.
Relax, this is not even a date. It's not, it's just 2 people going out to dinner and not having sex.
Sounds like a date to me.
With their catchy 20-something premise in mind, the producers then assembled one of the best-looking and most likable casts to ever bring a sitcom to life.
It was a long process, it was a hard process, and we're now with like the greatest cast in television, I think. Funny, good people who play a lot of poker.
Hope you're not videotaping this.
I hadn't met any of the 5, cast members before, and within the end of the first week of shooting, I was like, this really feels comfortable.
Yeah. I think we're all still being nice to each other.
Yeah. Can you not be so close?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so what's
You do, you get.
See what I mean by lovable?
If it looks like the actors are enjoying their success, they are. But even they didn't know just how big their show would become. By the summer, following its first season, Friends ranked as the most watched show on television, and the infectious theme song hit the top of the music charts. And who could overlook the eye-catching locks of Jennifer Aniston, who set off the biggest hairdo craze since Farrah Fawcett? Add it all up, and you get a bona fide Friends phenomenon.
This show is huge. It's as potentially huge as Cheers, which went for 11 years and is, on every station in America practically. But even more so because these people are so young.
Together, the cast has graced the covers of many magazines, and individually, they've enjoyed Emmy nominations and movie roles. David Schwimmer stars in the black comedy Paul Bearer, while Matt LeBlanc plays a baseball pitcher in Ed. But that's only the beginning.
The sky's the limit. There's nothing holding them back, and I guarantee you that some of these people are going to be feature stars.
While their fame has come fast and furious, the actors aren't taking success for granted. They've suffered through their fair share of TV flops. Short-lived shows like Ferris Bueller, Misfits of Science, Second Chance, and Vinny and Bobby.
This group of people are pretty proud of the show that they're on, and we've had a lot of failed series between us.
It makes me feel great. It just feels really lucky. I have to knock wood.
We spit and knock more
Yeah,
than...
we're among the 3 most superstitious people.
Superstitious or not, they're enjoying the benefits of working on a hit TV show.
I can't name one, I'm just gonna say a couple. The friendships, the fun, the work.
Made 5 new friends.
It's nice.
Pretty sweet, huh?
The best thing, actually, and it sounds corny, it sounds like I'm sucking up to my boss, but the best thing is that I get to go to work at 9 a.m. in a really fun place and really creative atmosphere, and we just have a great time doing the show.
Apple take 1. A, B, C, and X common mark.
Throughout this hour, we'll tag along with friends at work.
Oh, so you want more of a two-shot?
And at play.
Matthew Perry with a penalty shot.
From the writer's room to the living room to the set of a wild music video. Plus, we'll show you the unmistakable influence of Friends on other TV sitcoms. Shows like The Single Guy, The Drew Carey Show, and Partners.
You know, we are in the same vein humor-wise because we're written by the same guys, you know?
We're also going to find out if you're a true fan of Friends. Throughout this show, you'll be able to play the Friends Compatibility Test. We'll ask you questions about various situations the characters have found themselves in, and by the end of our show, you'll see just how much you have in common with Ross, Phoebe, and the rest of the gang. We're going to start with a question in honor of the first cast member to leave the show, Marcel. Question. Your pet monkey won't stop making love to your leg. What do you do? A, take him to a psychiatrist. B, take him to a taxidermist. C, donate him to the San Diego Zoo. Or D, fix him up with Curious George. Take your pick, then stick around to see if your choice matches the one Ross made. More about Friends, including a high-power joyride with Matt LeBlanc, when we return.
A house guest desperate to make it in Hollywood, and a housemaid desperate to get out of it. Gloves that don't fit, DNA that does. Cops who have our trust, cops who don't.
Ron and Nicole were butchered.
E brings you the closing arguments.
This is a bombshell.
The O.J. story spelled out for the last time. Watch the O.J. trial and the upcoming closing arguments weekdays at 12 Eastern. With the closing arguments just days away, you shouldn't miss a moment. Right here on E!
Watch coming attractions all this week for your chance to win cool prizes. Brought to you by United Artists Hackers.
They're the next generation of young superstars.
I really appreciate you doing this for me.
My pleasure.
And they're starring in one of television's most critically acclaimed series.
Does it bother me that you've had a baby with another woman? You bet it does.
Wednesday, after 90210, see what all the buzz is about.
Everybody wants to be closer to free.
The season premiere of Party of Five, Wednesday on Fox.
The Super Volume from Braun. As it dries your hair, it adds volume. Instant volume for straight hairstyles. The Super Volume from Braun.
You love beer. Can you name the 4 basic ingredients of beer? Have you ever saved a really cool beer bottle? If you could only have one thing in your refrigerator, what would it be? How many different languages can you order a beer in? Have you ever thought you might try brewing your own beer? Do you love beer?
Is everybody using Duracell batteries?
You kidding? The second I heard you can't buy a longer-lasting battery, I bought the family a whole case.
Reminds me of the first time we tried Duracell batteries. We were living in Tulsa with your great Aunt Emma. We shared a one-room apartment.
Herb, did you slip her one of those other kinds of batteries?
Me?
You can't top the copper top.
We asked the hottest coaches in the game to switch antiperspirants and try Degree.
Body heat activated.
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection.
It just keeps you dry.
It certainly worked for me.
Degree, for an extra degree of protection.
Welcome back to E's 60-Minute Look Inside Friends. I'm Steve Kometko. You know, many times with an ensemble cast, one actor begins to stand out. For instance, Henry Winkler as Fonzie on Happy Days. But the producers of Friends intend to keep their show a true ensemble. They make sure every episode gives equal time to each character. Be that as it may, we're going to single out 2 cast members right now who have more in common than just their first names.
My agent thinks I should have a name that's more neutral. Joey Switzerland?
Plus, you know, I think it should be Joe. You know, Joey makes me sound like, I don't know, this big. Which I'm not.
I think the reason for the success of the show is that I'm working with Matt Perry. And I think if it hadn't been for Matthew Perry, then the show would be just nothing.
Joe, Stalin?
Stalin. Stalin. Do I know that name? That sounds familiar.
Well, it does not ring a bell with me.
I mean, he punches up the script every week, makes sure he stands in the middle of all of us, you know, things like that. And he's just great. I follow him home, try and just pick up tips, and I bang on his door. Maybe he doesn't let me in.
Right, I don't let him in. No, I like to think that I'm here for everyone.
You might want to try Joseph.
Joseph Stalin. I think you'd remember that.
Oh, yes.
I think when we first started, there was a certain kind of, okay, you guys have to be friends now and get along and bond. But what came out of it, though, is we really are getting along great. We're having a great time. We're in a great situation, so we're just having a blast with each other.
Executive producer Marta Kaufman saw in Matthew and Matt exactly what she needed for Chandler and Joey.
Matthew Perry is a lot like Chandler. He's funny. He's funny all the time. He makes people laugh all the time. Matt LeBlanc has the biggest heart of any human I've ever met. He is the warmest, most wonderful person. You know, we never realized Joey was going to have so much heart, and that came from Matt.
The two Matts, a.k.a. Joey and Chandler, have won the hearts of female fans.
My life is different than Joey's life, and you're pretty much just like Chandler, aren't you?
So I love the women that come up. I get caught up in it, and eventually I think it's going to be a problem for me. But for right now, I'm just enjoying it.
Matt and Matthew have also been enjoying the perks that come along with a hit series. LeBlanc received an invitation to buckle up and burn rubber at the annual Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix.
I've always said, I gotta get a hit show, I gotta get a big hit movie, something, so I can get in there. And here I am.
Before Matt could get in there, he and the other racer wannabes were required to attend driving school.
And, you know, the instructors are great drivers. They're very, very good at putting all the technical terms into layman's terms and helping you to go fast. And it's great because you go in the classroom, you learn things, and then you take it right out on the track in the Celicas. This is so fun.
While fun may have been the objective, Matt had a bold prediction for the outcome of the race.
I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I'll win. I'm kidding. I'm going to try to win, of course.
As the race got underway, LeBlanc took the early lead. But later, he found a little trouble in turn one, the wall. But don't worry, Matt lived to race another day. Matthew Perry can also be found at celebrity sporting events. And if it's a hockey game, he's there at the drop of a puck. This particular charity game is hosted by everybody's favorite L.A. King.
The great one, Wayne Gretzky.
You never get used to, like, this kind of thing. I mean, I just shook hands with Wayne Gretzky. You can't get used to that. I guess I'd have to do that every day. And what are the odds of that?
Perry, who teamed up with Gretzky, had some advice for the great one.
He's having some trouble with his wrist shot. So I'm just going to go over it a little bit. And I think he's going to be okay, though.
Matthew also had a warning for a professional hockey player on the other team.
I'm a little mad at Brett Hall. I'm a little upset with him. I don't really know why, but Brett, if you're watching this, keep your head up.
Early in the game, Perry had a chance to put the red team on top with this penalty shot.
Andrew Shue with a big save on the penalty shot.
In overtime, the red team turned to an unlikely hero for the game-winning goal.
There were some professional hockey players out there really trying to score the final goal, and the guy dressed up as Fred Flintstone scored the goal. It's a blow to the ego. It says something about the game, I think. I just had a great time. I just had a fantastic time today.
Lisa Kudrow will show us where she gets her adrenaline rush a little later in the show. And when we return, we'll look at some television shows that definitely have friends in common. But first, it's time for the next question in our Friends compatibility test. According to the guys, kissing is like A, the national anthem before the Super Bowl, B, the stand-up comedian before Pink Floyd comes out, C, a date with a Hoover upright, or D, some kind of primitive mating ritual. Mark down your answer and stick around. We'll be right back with more Friends.
He's got two great shows that go great together. Talk Soup, followed by E! News Daily.
Let's walk. Well, that sounds newsworthy.
That's right. Steve follows John every day of the week. So catch Talk Soup at 9, then E! News Daily at 9:30. It's good from your daily talk shows, followed by up-to-the-minute entertainment news, all in 1 hour. So remember, after Talk Soup, stick around for E! News Daily, starting at 9, only on E!
It's time to go beyond refreshment to Xylafresh 100, the gum with more cavity-fighting power. More than refreshing, Xylafresh is clinically proven to have more cavity-fighting power than ordinary sugar-free gum, because Xylafresh is the only gum you can buy with 100% xylitol. Get the gum that goes beyond the ordinary to superior cavity-fighting power. Xylafresh 100, power beyond refreshment.
The road doesn't always rise to meet you. The wind isn't always at your back. So for energy, always rely on a low-fat, highly nutritious Power Bar.
Ordinary credit cards charge interest from the moment you buy something, if you carry a balance as little as $1.
I didn't know that.
It's true. But the Optima True Grace card from American Express doesn't. So you could save money by switching to the Optima True Grace card. I can? Yes, you can. Apply now and you'll also get a special low introductory rate of just 7.9% for 12 months. And there's no annual fee, so you'll save even more. Start saving on interest charges. Don't delay. Call for your Optima True Grace card from American Express. Remember, the Optima True Grace card is the first major credit card with an interest-free grace period, even when you carry a balance.
And that adds up to a lot of savings.
You can apply right over the phone. Call 1-800-4-OPTIMA. Stop paying interest you don't have to now.
Welcome back to Inside Friends. He's 1 hour profile of the hit comedy series. I'm Steve Kometko. Never let it be said that television doesn't know a good thing when it sees it. As soon as Friends became a phenomenal success story, all the other networks rushed to the airwaves with new shows that somehow bear a resemblance to Friends. Imagine that.
I'm so literal that when they say it's like Friends, and I'll watch it and I'll say, how's that like Friends? That guy's nothing like any of us, and that girl's not like any of us. I don't see the similarity. I see things very literally, which I think helps me to do confused people.
What was I thinking? Am I secretly attracted to Alicia? Am I trying to live vicariously through a garment? Do I want to be the thing clinging to her body? Should I stop doing this out loud?
If something about Fox's sitcom Partners seems familiar, a couple of former Friends producers can tell you why.
If there is a reason to not go back to something that is that incredibly exciting, this would be it. I mean, this is a project that we have wanted to do for a long time. Universal wanted a pilot script from us while we were doing our year on Friends, and we said, you know what, let's do something that we love. Yeah, that we love.
Well, the show is about two guys who've been friends all their lives, and one of them is deciding whether he wants to get married or not. I play the guy who's not getting married, the guy who stands and goes, huh? You know, are you nuts? You know, even though he really likes, his friend's fiance. Still, there's that, no, you can't do this because I'm not ready for the commitment. Oh, God, the pressure.
While Cryer's character might be feeling the pressure to end his single status, John doesn't seem to be feeling the pressure of being compared to TV's #1 sitcom.
There's a couple critics carping that there's too many Friends, rip-offs on TV, and we are in the same vein humor-wise because we're written by the same guys,
Need a little help with the zipper there?
I'll be right there.
Do you like it?
I don't think there's a pressure on us. We just hope, Friends, something like that happens very rarely. It's like Cheers, you know what I mean? This doesn't happen very often. So I just hope that that it goes well. I really don't feel any pressure at all.
Hey, what you doing?
Trying to pick a date for the stupid wedding.
I thought we all liked March 23rd.
Partners hopes to shed some light on a new set of friends who grapple with the same old set of problems: love, marriage, and the pursuit of non-committal happiness. Even stand-up comics are taking a cue from Friends as they ponder perpetual singlehood amidst a sea of blue-collar jobs.
I'm sorry, I just can't stop thinking about that this morning. Most of the girls who went to school, they're either married or getting married, and I guess it's starting to kind of bug me.
Oh, yeah? Well, most of the guys I went to school with either fat or getting fat. You don't hear me complaining about it. Carry On.
Carry On is what this cast hopes to hear from ABC. Set in Cleveland, Ohio, the Drew Carey Show gives Midwestern urbanites their own version of some good old American angst.
It's different than all the other shows. For one thing, it's just because the place it's set, it doesn't pretend to have any kind of there's no pretensions about the show at all. That's what I think helps it out. We're not yuppies in New York. We're not, rich people in LA. And we don't have great jobs. Like all these people always have these fabulous, interesting jobs. I get so tired of that. This one time a guy has a crummy job or a schlub job. He lives in a schlub place.
It's about a mock wedding is the idea. She really wants to get married, and so we throw together a mock wedding for her.
She doesn't want to get married. She wants a wedding.
That's right. She wants the ceremony.
When I was a little girl, I saw myself getting married in a big church filled with flowers, wearing a beautiful white wedding dress. And I saw myself standing at the altar next to David Cassidy. But now I see myself standing at the altar next to David Cassidy.
Success in television is definitely not reserved for the good-looking 20-something crowd.
Somebody asked me what it was like to be the flavor of the month. I told them, just take a lick.
Friends are not constrained to the ground as The Crew takes flight on Fox.
Yeah, right. And I read Playgirl for the articles.
Rose and Chris and Chip and I are four friends who all have kind of different personalities, but all seem to be kind of going for the same thing.
It's a nice combination of friends who work together and who enjoy each other.
I think overall you're going to find out that, in a way, we're all the same.
Fasten your seatbelts and hang on to your remote control. Channel surfing is a must as you get to know each of your new friends.
We're just along for the ride like you are.
We'll look at some more sitcoms that have friends in common later in the show. Up next, Lisa Kudrow, who takes us back to the comedy club where she got her start. But first, here's question number 3 in our Friends Compatibility Test. You're hosting your first poker party. What do you serve as an appetizer? A, Cheetos and cheese nibs. B, salmon roulettes and assorted crudité. C, chimichangas and frijoles. Or D, one word, beer. Make your culinary choice, then stick around for more Friends when we return.
Pondering another ho-hum morning? Well, E's gonna scramble your eggs. At 8 a.m. Eastern, the queen of gossip starts the lineup with her zesty humor. Think Joan. At 9, check out the romance when the stars check in. Think hotel. At 10, live it up with Robin Leach. Think lifestyles. Add a little oomph to your mornings. The Joan Rivers Show. Hotel. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. It's a great way to laugh, love, and live all in one morning. Think mornings. Think E.
Toasted nuts and real golden honey make every O so honey nut good.
Toasted, tasty, nutty honey, and that's the reason why. Honey O's, Cheerios. You can't resist the honey. With a golden honey, oh, you couldn't pass them by. Nobody can say no to a honey nut, oh, and my honey nut Cheerios.
I was tired of portrait studios telling me what portraits to buy, so I chose Sears. I pick my favorite portraits in my custom session, and I can get a color proof instantly with their new portrait preview system. Plus, at Sears, I only buy the portraits I want. I decide how many I want and what sizes, so there's no sales pressure. You can choose any portrait studio, but who'll give you choices like that?
Get the portraits you want from the people you trust at the new Sears Portrait Studio.
Central Park West, Wednesdays this fall on CBS. Is your TV fireproof?
We got a letter here from Dirk MacGyver. Your iced tea is the best I have ever tasted. I am not lying when I say this. We'll see about that.
I've been a polygraph examiner for 10 years, and I would definitely know if he was not telling us the truth. Do you intend to lie to me today about Snapple?
No.
Did you tell the truth in your letter?
Yes.
Is Snapple the best iced tea you ever had?
Yes.
Well, Dirk, I guess you really do like Snapple iced tea.
Made from the best stuff on earth.
Welcome back to E! I'm Steve Kometko, and this is our 60-minute look inside Friends. Putting together an irresistible cast was only half the recipe for creating this savory sitcom. The other vital ingredient, making sure that the cast had plenty of insightful, offbeat, and most importantly, funny things to say. It always begins here, in a colorless, nondescript meeting room that comes alive when the creative heart and soul behind Friends, the writers and producers, take center stage.
There are actually three pieces of it at the concert and two of the other, right. The three pieces we were just talking about, the first one is, I feel really, say it's Monica saying, I feel really bad, you know, we should all be together, and say Ross says, look.
Then it seems like Monica's the only one who's feeling bad. If Ross is pissed off.
So let's talk about how and where in that they meet this person.
There's something for me that's very hard to do. I just think it's very difficult to go from 0 to 60 in 3 scenes.
This kind of intense weekly back and forth eventually produces the heart of every episode. Clever writing, replete with characters the audience thinks it knows personally.
It is a truly collaborative democratic process.
We have great writers, and we feel like we want to get the most out of them that we can, so everybody gets a voice.
If it's just like the seats that Rachel and Joey and what's-her-face Phoebe were going to have are like now inhabited by these other people.
We find ourselves saying things that would be completely in character.
But what they don't know is that I get into character even when I'm not doing the show.
Right.
Oh, I think this is the episode of Three's Company where there's some kind of misunderstanding.
Oh, then I've seen this one.
To make sure the dialogue rings true to the 20-something generation, the producers assembled an unusually young writing staff.
We're not the same age as our cast, and there are days that we feel more like anthropologists.
So we just thought it was important to have people in the room who could turn to us and go, no, the young people aren't saying that anymore.
We don't know who Ethel Merman is.
A big help to the Friends team is James Burrows, the director whose creative genius helped make ensemble shows like Cheers unique.
What I try to do is make the actor feel like he's a part of the creative process by either inventing something on the stage that the writers didn't come up with and showing it to them, and whether it crashes or burns or flies, at least the actor feels like he's part of the creative process.
If a line isn't working, you're very much allowed to say, all right, so here's a situation, this is a character, what feels better? And it's not even, it's jokes also. And the producers, if it's better and makes them laugh, then yay.
Everybody gets a voice and everybody's
encouraged, and assistants and writers' assistants and anybody who walks in who has a thought. If it's a good one, we'll take it. We don't care.
It's nice to do something where it's very collaborative and everybody's working together and there absolutely isn't, there's not an ego on the set. So that's good. And the writing is really innovative and hip and young. So it's just not your standard sitcom.
That goes for the characters as well. Take, for example, Phoebe, the offbeat character played by Lisa Kudrow.
For the love of God, Monica! Thank you.
It's just brutally honest and very funny and very interesting. And that would be, is that a good way of describing it?
I love that.
Okay, well, there you go.
One of the amazing things about Lisa is that she's so smart. She's really, really smart. And when we first saw her, we sort of expected, you know, there's going to be this sort of ditzy, vapid, silly character.
Every time we give her an emotional story, it's so full and so interesting, and she makes everything so real, so that it isn't just, the character isn't just a joke.
Lisa is not only on Friends, but also Mad About You, where she plays Ursula, the ditzy waitress.
I don't get a lot of time to rehearse Mad About You when I do that, so that can make me a little nervous. That sometimes, a couple times, I actually just like showed up 20 minutes before they start taping or filming the show.
Kate, do you guys have another credit card?
Sure, what's the matter?
I had to cut this one out.
What do you mean, what?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
They told me to. Oh, right, the voice over the phone.
Kudrow began her career at the Groundlings Theater in Hollywood. The comedy troupe is known for its tradition of improvisation, a skill Lisa finds useful on Friends.
Improvisation actually helps with scripted stuff because it gets you in the frame of mind to just making a choice and committing to it.
Lisa returned to the Groundlings Theater recently and noticed a big change backstage.
This is the Groundlings dressing room that you were just looking at. It's nice, huh? Well, the theater still needs some funds. You know, but this is how you know that it's the Groundling dressing room. If you look up there, all the wigs, there used to be more, and they used to be a lot bigger.
The native-born Californian almost chose medicine as her career, something she playfully reminisces about on stage.
I live with the Cleavers. This is amazing. My family's amazing. My father's like this brilliant, funny, caring, supportive doctor. And my brother's like a really smart, talented. My sister is beautiful, and everyone's just great. And my mom is sweet and home making cookies. Like everything's perfect. I decided to be an actress instead of like going into biology or medicine. They're like, "Yay for you!"
And fans feel the same way too.
I'm still trying to be comfortable with, you know, just where I am right now and be happy with that. I wasn't sure if I'd be lucky enough to get on such a good show, if I ever got to be on a show, but I feel like I really hit the jackpot.
Oh, you're breaking up with Tony?
Yeah, I know, he's sweet, but it's just not fun anymore, you know? I don't know if it's me or his hunger strike or I don't know.
Say, can you name the TV series that features two actors who have guest starred on Friends? We'll show you when we return. But first, here's another question to test your Friends memory. Which unforgettable guy didn't one of the girls date? A, Dave the Drooler, B, Pete the Weeper, C, Paul the Wine Guy, or D, Howard the I Win Guy? All the answers are coming up at the end of the show.
There's the Hubble, the Voyager, the Space Shuttle. But none of these things get you closer to the stars than E. We're first in line as they arrive at events like the Academy Awards. We're on movie sets. We're up close and personal. Whoa! It's like a celebrity playground in here. The only other place with this many stars is the nighttime sky. But you don't need a ton of rocket fuel to get close to us. E! Closer to the stars than anyone else.
Do you love beer? Do you have a favorite beer glass? If beer had no labels, what would you drink? When everybody at the table is trying to decide on red or white wine, do you order beer? Do you know the difference between lager and ale? Why not Novemberfest? Do you love beer?
everybody using Duracell batteries?
You kidding? The second I heard you can't buy a longer-lasting battery, I bought the family a whole case.
Reminds me of the first time we tried Duracell batteries. We were living in Tulsa with your great aunt Emma. We shared a one-room apartment. Herb, did you slip her one of those other kinds of batteries?
Me?
You can't top the copper top. The Super Volume from Braun. As it dries your hair, it adds volume. Instant volume for straight hairstyle. The Super Volume from Braun.
When the bear comes out of hibernation, motor skills are awkward. He is bad-tempered. He hears little, sees less, but his sense of smell remains keen. The bear sniffs. The refreshing scent of Coast revives him. Massive lather engulfs him, after which he becomes friendly and playful and can learn to do tricks. Coast, the eye-opener.
I remember Grandma's sweet butter, fresh from the churn. It tasted so good.
Like fresh churned sweet butter, Country Crock churn style. The taste of sweet butter from the farm.
Welcome back to Inside Friends. We're spending 60 minutes with this hit comedy series. I'm Steve Kometko. The first season of Friends featured a handful of high-profile guest stars. Elliot Gould, Morgan Fairchild, Helen Hunt, Jill Goodacre, just to name a few. But two guest stars in particular now have a sitcom to call their own.
What is so terrible about a little setup?
Why would you assume that you could find a better girl for me than I could find for me? I am me. I know me.
Not like we know you.
You could say the single guy has an umbilical connection to Friends. After all, Jonathan Silverman played the doctor who delivered Ross's son, and you may recognize Silverman's co-star, Jessica Hecht, as the lesbian lover of Ross's ex-wife.
The woman I love is having a baby today. I've been waiting for this just as much as you have.
No. Believe me, no one has been waiting for this as much as I have, okay? And you know what the funny thing is? When this day is over, you get to go home with the baby, okay? Where does that leave me?
You get to be the baby's father.
But that was then. This is now. The two have moved to The Single Guy, a show about a group of married friends who keep trying to set up their bachelor buddy.
She lives in town, downtown, near you. She is an associate editor at Time magazine. Blonde, so tall, very attractive, very smart, funny, hysterical.
And it's a setup! I mean, it's sort of a romantic comedy without necessarily having a date every week or even a girlfriend every week for Johnny, but all the what happens in a group of friends who are at different stages of their romantic life.
It's just making people the way you are, and that's certainly what my friends on the show are trying to do. They're trying to suck me into their misery.
We can't sort of stay out of each other's business at all, even romantically. We're totally into each other.
Where's the date? My date? Why do you do this to me? I can get my own date, you know. I saw that. What? that little look thing that you guys do.
What look? Oh, this one?
That's the one.
The characters are really lovable, and we have a lot of fun just poking fun at the people in our generation, you know, where we take small things so seriously and really sometimes not see a bigger picture.
With an ensemble cast of 20-something characters, The Single Guy endures the inevitable comparisons to Friends.
I think there are many differences, and as the show begins to air and people figure out who we are, there really won't be comparisons.
I think that there's cycles. In the 80s, it was the Cosby Show, Family Ties, Growing Pains, all family stuff. And then Seinfeld, I think, really sort of broke new ground in that it was people hanging out. But we have a distinct look, we have a distinct... I think all these people, we have an interracial couple, we have a guy in his 70s, you know, there's a lot of differences.
The same is true for the CBS series Can't Hurry Love. Nancy McKeon plays Annie, who learns the hard way about the facts of single life.
That charming guy that I grew up fantasizing about, who will bring me a dozen roses and sweep me off my feet, is out there somewhere. I know it.
Hey!
That's not even funny. She's got, you know, her friend Dee Dee, who lives across the hall,
and the two guys that she works with. One is Roger, who's single and trying to figure out his own stuff from the male perspective, and Elliot is a married guy.
Like Friends, the show focuses on the perspective of the under-30 crowd. But Can't Hurry Love has a blue-collar twist.
That's where they can identify with us, and it's, you know, our economic base is very real, which I think everybody can identify with, you know, the way the world is today.
You're wearing that? What's wrong with it? It says, hi, I shop at Loehmann's and make under $20,000 a year. Hi, I do shop at Loehmann's and make under $20,000 a year.
Our stories are going to be very interesting, and hopefully, just when you think you know sort of maybe where the story is going, we're not going to go there. We're going to maybe go in a different way, because there's never one correct road. And I like that. I like being surprised.
Surprise? That may be the theme of Two Something on Fox.
I'm not touching your head. Come on, Donnie. No.
Feel his damn head already and shut up!
Our show, I think, is just kind of this show about two guys from New York who live together, kind of 30-year-olds, that are trying to figure out how to coexist with the other humans around them.
What are you going to say to Maria tonight?
How about I walk up, I say, Maria... Hey. Yeah, we could just say, hey, Maria. See, that's what I'm saying. I've got options. There's a very real quality to Donnie and my friendship, I think, which is a friendship between two men, which hopefully is not explored on television in the way that we do it. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and actually, I'm sure I have a lot of similar friends, but didn't feel like we didn't really know each other or play as kids together.
Use that word again. That F word seems to come up often when the actors talk about their show.
A lot of time we've been doing press, and everyone is always trying to corner you and say you're like Friends. I've been lucky enough not to have seen it, so I can answer truthfully when people say, you know, do you rip Friends off? I can say no.
Check out this rock band. Courtney Cox on drums, Lisa Kudrow and Jennifer Aniston on guitar, Matthew Perry playing a mean tambourine. You say we've watched too many Josie and the Pussycats? We'll show you Friends making their music video when we return. But first, take a look at this clip and then answer the next question on our Friends compatibility test.
It's just I want someone who does something for me, you know, who gets my heart pounding, who makes me,
Little playthings with yarn?
What?
Could you want her more?
Who?
Hold it right there. Who does Chandler say Ross wants? A, Rachel, the friend with the cool do. B, Marcia, the groovy chick from the Brady Bunch. C, D, the sarcastic sister from What's Happening. Or D, Mr. Green Jeans, Captain Kangaroo's special buddy. More about Friends when we return.
Dolly Parton will take you on the road. From backwoods bars to country stardom.
I feel like a teenager.
Are you going to turn out to be a nice man?
But when her lover threatens her life,
You're like a worthless slut.
she must stand by her man
Are you scared?
Yes, I'm scared.
or stand against him.
I got us into this mess, and I'm going to get us out.
Dolly Parton and Gary Busey star in Wild Texas Wind. Sunday, October 1st, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on E!
The road doesn't always rise to meet you. The wind isn't always at your back. So for energy, always rely on a low-fat, highly nutritious Power Bar.
Waltham, the world's leading authority on pet care and nutrition, presents
There's a place in the heart reserved for the true companions of body and soul.
Hi, I'm Cindy Williams.
And I'm Bill Hudson, and this is Choo Choo.
Like a lot of you, our pets are part of our family. So besides love and affection, we know how important it is to give them good, nutritious food.
And that's why we use Waltham Formula Diet.
Let your dog or cat try one of the Waltham Formula Diets. Compare it to the food they're already eating and see which one they prefer.
Call the toll-free number now for a valuable $4 coupon good towards your purchase of Waltham Formula. Through this special television offer, your pet can try Waltham Formula for as little as $1 a week. And remember, Waltham Formula comes with a money-back guarantee and is available only in pet stores and vet clinics. Call the number on your screen now. Waltham Formula, endorsed by vets, approved by pets.
Welcome back to E's 1 Hour Look Inside Friends. I'm Steve Kometko. MASH had one. Cheers had one as well. Even Happy Days and Welcome Back Kotter. What did they all have? Theme songs that became top 40 hits. But did any of those TV shows have a music video of their theme song? We think not.
Well, first there was a theme, then there was a song, then there was a video.
Sound simple? Well, it was. The Friends theme, I'll Be There For You, is a #1 hit and just one part of Friends' merchandising bonanza.
It's a great thing on one hand when your show kind of becomes a name brand and you can stamp it on anything and people want to buy it.
People are buying anything with Friends on it.
We don't know half of what's going on because we see it and sort of approve things and things sort of go through our desks and, you know, T-shirts, mugs, things you sleep in, calendars or something.
Hopefully whatever the item is doesn't embarrass us, but it's not our store.
The line of Friends condoms isn't coming out, so it hasn't gone too far.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Actually, the most popular item in the Friends inventory isn't a T-shirt or a calendar. It's a song.
I'll Be There For You. I think it's a, you know, as far as a song for a theme song for a show, I think it's great. It's a lot of energy. It's moves fast. It's the lyrics it really sort of captures the essence of the show.
The song by the Rembrandts also captured the ears of the show's wildly fervent fans.
There was a station in Nashville that copied the song, taped it off the TV, and looped the 42 seconds of the theme show into like a 3.5-minute song. And it went like, bam, it went straight up the charts. The phones were ringing off the hook.
One of those calls was from their record company, who insisted that the tune be included on the new Rembrandts album.
We kind of thought about it for a few days and
very few days.
Decided that we'd do it. You know, what the heck? And now here we are talking to you and looking into this camera.
The Rembrandts, in case you don't know, had a hit a few years ago with Just the Way It Is.
Baby, that's just the way it is, baby.
But I'll Be There For You was the right song in the right place at the right time.
It's definitely a catchy tune. I didn't even realize that until, you know, people actually in the audience when we taped the show, they know the whole song so well, they clap at the right spot. I mean, I guess it's just one of the songs that really makes you feel good.
This really good song, which will also appear on the Friends soundtrack, needed a really good video.
We had a script that the video director, Sean Alquist, had written, and it had all these great gags in it, you know, like real kind of Three Stooges stuff. And but when it came time to actually start shooting and the cast of Friends was there, you know, Phil and I are the Dean Martin of the video, if you will, and the cast is the Jerry Lewises.
The video is a slapstick extravaganza.
Kathy wanted me to talk about, and I will just briefly, because she thought that I should really, really say something, some kind of disclaimer about the Friends video. Have you seen that? You haven't? All right, never mind. It's really cool. It's like really edgy, and it's a lot of like really like artistic shots, and it's very ultra cool.
The script went out the window completely. Just see you later. It was out of control. The set was moving. You know, we got a hot set, and they're moving pieces around, and it's like, forget it. You know, there's no markers or anything. Let's just let it roll. Just roll with it.
They rolled and they rocked. It was the second music video for Courtney Cox, who appeared in Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark, and the third for Matt LeBlanc.
I've actually done 2 other ones. I did Miracle for John Bon Jovi off the Young Guns 2 soundtrack. And I did Night Moves with Bob Seger. That was pretty fun. And that's I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts.
Well, it won't be remembered for its subtlety, but the I'll Be There For You video caps off a whirlwind year for the Rembrandts and for the cast of Friends.
I found that they were very much like the people they play on the show, so it was kind of a neat thing there. You know, there was no separation. Reality and fiction are all actually one thing.
Here's a question for you. Which character on Friends would you take home to Mom? Better yet, which character would you like to catch in the shower with your mom? When we return, we'll take to the streets to get some answers. But first, here's the last question in our Friends compatibility test. The detergent of choice for a neighborhood laundromat is A, Uberweiss, B, Borax, C, Ultra Purex with dirt releasers, or D, Chevron Supreme with Techron. We'll have all the answers when we return.
First, they were silent. Then came sound. Then color. Then movies on television. And now, movies on E! Yes, E is playing 2-hour feature-length films. Movies, the soul of entertainment, right here where they belong. Movies, that's entertainment. Entertainment, that's E! Movies, every Sunday night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. On E! Entertainment Television.
It's time to save. Mazda clearance days are here. Buy a Mazda Protege sedan now. Roomier than Accord and Altima. With a better basic warranty. Buy now and get a no extra charge option package with air conditioning worth over $1,100. Plus, cash back that can save you hundreds more. Mazda clearance days. Miss this, and you could miss the chance to get big savings on a 95 Mazda Protege.
Don't take the girl. Indian Outlaw. Not a moment too soon. Some of the emotional, powerful songs from Tim McGraw's phenomenal debut album. Now, Tim's back with a brilliant new album, All I Want. Hey, you've already made I Like It, I Love It a big hit. But wait till you hear the rest of the album. Hey, why wait? All I Want, Tim McGraw's newest album, is on sale everywhere now.
The last time we were here was when I proposed. 10 years. It seems like only yesterday. I told you then how much I loved you, and nothing's changed.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. On your 10th, show her you'd marry her all over again.
Do you love beer? Can you name the 4 basic ingredients of beer? Have you ever saved a really cool beer bottle? If you could only have one thing in your refrigerator, what would it be? How many different languages can you order a beer in? Have you ever thought you might try brewing your own beer? Do you love beer?
Welcome back to Inside Friends. I'm Steve Kometko. During the last 60 minutes, we've seen many of the reasons why Friends is a #1 hit. But the true test of any show's popularity is to listen to the buzz on the street. Well, we not only listened, we asked a few juicy questions ourselves. Which friend would you take home to Mom?
Probably Jennifer Aston. Rachel, because she's the cutest.
Matt LeBlanc, because he seems so innocent.
I would take home Chandler because
He's hysterical.
I'd take Ross home because he's lovable.
You wouldn't offend her.
That one with the little black hair, the short black hair. The one with the monkey.
That tall, dorky one, because he's funny.
Which friend would you most like to catch in the shower?
Courtney Cox. Yes, Courtney Cox. Well, it's obvious, I think. I think she's real pretty.
I'd love to catch probably David Schwimmer. I just have a crush on him.
I don't know, he looks like he'd have a cute bun in the shower.
I can't say that my boyfriend's standing right there.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yes, he's so fine.
All of them? I'd like to catch all of them together in the shower.
Which friend would you want as a best friend?
I think I'd pick Courtney Cox as my best friend.
Chandler, because he's pretty funny.
Jennifer Aniston, because we'd go shopping together. She's a shopaholic. She's fun. I'd want Phoebe as the best friend because she's kind of ditzy and funny and silly. Don't want the monkey. He's also just so cool.
I would have gone with the monkey, but she's not there anymore.
Now it's your turn to show what you know. Here's the answers to our friends' compatibility test. First, we asked, your pet monkey won't stop making love to your leg. What do you do? A, take him to a psychiatrist. B, take him to a taxidermist. C, donate him to the San Diego Zoo. Or D, fix him up with Curious George. Let's see if your choice matches the one Ross made for his little problem with Marcel.
He got out of San Diego. What? Yeah, we were coming back from our walk and the phone was ringing. He's in. He's in. Oh, did you hear that, Marcel? Oh, it's San Diego.
Next we asked, according to the guys, kissing is like A, the national anthem before the Super Bowl, B, the stand-up comedian before Pink Floyd comes out, C, a date with a Hoover upright, or D, some kind of primitive mating ritual. Let's see what the boys have to say.
I think for us, kissing is pretty much like an opening act, you know? I mean, it's like the stand-up comedian you have to sit through before Pink Floyd comes out.
Our third question asked, you're hosting your first poker party. What do you serve as an appetizer? A, Cheetos and cheese nips. B, salmon roulettes and assorted crudité. C, chimichangas and frijoles. Or D, one word, beer. Here's what Monica tried to serve.
All right, here we go. We've got salmon roulettes and assorted crudités.
Whoa, Monica, what are you doing? This is a poker game. You can't serve food with more than one syllable. It's got to be like chips or dip or pretz.
And number 4, which one of these guys didn't the girls date? A, Dave the Drooler. B, Pete the Weeper. C, Paul the Wine Guy. Or D, Howard the I Win Guy. The answer, of course, is A, Dave the Drooler. He's a character that we just made up. Sorry. Our 5th question asks you to watch this clip.
I want someone who does something for me, you know, who gets my heart pounding, who makes me,
Little playthings with yarn?
What?
Who does Chandler say Ross wants? A, Rachel, the friend with the cool do. B, Marcia, the groovy chick from the Brady Bunch. C, D, the sarcastic sister from What's Happening. Or D, Mr. Green Jeans, Captain Kangaroo's special buddy.
Could you want her more? Who?
D, the sarcastic sister from What's Happening.
And our final question wanted to know the laundry detergent of choice for a neighborhood laundromat. Is it A, Uber Vice, B, Borax, C, Ultra Purex with dirt releasers, or D, Chevron Supreme with Techron?
What's that?
Uber Weiss. It's new, it's German, it's extra tough.
Okay, let's see how you rate as a friend's friend. If you didn't pick any correct answers, well, we're surprised you even watched the whole hour. If you got 1 or 2 correct, you rank as a casual acquaintance at best. But if you selected 3 to 5 right, you can consider yourself one of the group. And if you answered all 6 correctly, you're unquestionably a friends fanatic. But you probably already knew that about yourself, didn't you? And you're probably spending too much time in front of the television. That's all the time we have for this friendship. Thanks for watching. I'm Steve Kometko for E! Entertainment Television, the entertainment news and information friend.
for some unimaginably confusing domestic situations? Tune in and delight as average citizens air their dirty laundry on Talk Soup Weekend. Next.
John, I wasn't here on Wednesday, but I heard you were nominated for an ace.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
I think you got a shot at winning. Who are you up against?
Oh, let's see.